Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to come on this evening and just share something with you all to give you something to think about and to consider because this is a true fact of life that we all have experienced, whether it was a loved one, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker, or a stranger, and that is death. It's something that we cannot hide from. It's something we cannot run from. We cannot shy away from it. We cannot do any kind of activities to try to obscure it. But it is a part of life down here. As us being humans, we live and we die. The sad thing about it is so many leave this earth uncovered. And what I mean in reference to that is speaking in reference to when many have to do GoFundMe's because they did not cover themselves appropriately as they need to, or prepare themselves for the time of death. See, there's a stigmatism with insurance. People think, oh, you're trying to kill me off. You're trying to be all this kind of nonsense. You're gonna die anyway. We all are. So we got to be prepared for when that time comes. Even more so, and prepared in our relationship with the Lord, so we can enter into heaven and not into a greater avenue of hell when we already experiencing like we experience it here. Why we want to go to a worse place? So it behooves us to build our relationship with God through Jesus Christ so we can enter into that rest and peace away from all the atrocities of things down here on this earth. Don't you want to have peace? I do. But also, we need to make sure that we insure ourselves so that we don't leave a hardship and a greater anxiety on our loved ones that are left behind. So we need to insure ourselves. Whatever we can afford to do it, we need to do it because we'll insure our cars, we'll insure our cell phones, we insure our tablets, our laptops, our computers. We insure some of their jewelry, their bags, and all that kind of stuff. We insure any and everything, our houses, all this. We insure everything except for ourselves. We put a priority and a value on things more than we put on our own selves for the sake of our children. And that's exactly what it is. Insuring yourself for the greater value of your children that you leave behind. I remember I was sharing with someone, because it was going through my mind when my father passed away in 1973. I was about 12 years old. But I remember when I was thinking about it, the funeral arrangement and all, when it was taking place. Because I remember prior to his death, my father would go to a certain funeral home periodically. And I would sit in there in the foyer while he was going inside and take care of business. But then when I realized what it was after his passing away was, he was preparing himself for the time of death. He wanted to make sure that everything was covered and ordered so his family didn't have to struggle and worry about that part of it when he already knew his family was going to be full of grieving and bereavement because of his passing. So, and I realized that was a great help and relief for the family, knowing that he had already set everything and prepared everything in order from what he wanted and the way he wanted the funeral to go, as well as his burial plot and the headstone for it. Everything was already laid out and prepared. He took care of business like that because he placed a greater value on his family that when that time comes that he would leave behind to make sure that they were taken care of and covered in that area. And this is what we need to do. We need to make sure that we are insured in that area so that we can cover our family, so that when someone dies prematurely, that the children and the grandchildren, the spouses, are covered in an area. So if you're going around without insurance, but you're putting a greater value on other things that you can't take with you, it behooves you to put a value on your children that would be left behind, your loved ones that will be left behind, so that they can make sure that you are covered and not dealing with great anxiety because now they're going around, scurrying around, trying to figure out how they're going to put your body to rest, how they're going to take care of the expense of all this. So I share this with you from my heart to plead with you to ensure that you cover yourself in that aspect. Consider it, because insurance is not as much as you think it is. It's not as much as you think it is in the monthly premiums. But the thing about it, you'll make those premiums to keep your internet on, to keep your TV flowing, to keep all these things going. Wouldn't it behoove you even more to make sure that you invest in yourself for your family, your loved ones that'll be left behind? So if you want further information to see how we can assist you in doing that and guide you through that, you can DM me, or you can DM my wife, Fern Jenkins. Just go to her page and you can DM her, or you can contact her at our number, 817-791-5718. And we can assist you in this matter, because I have, and she has too, have experienced funerals. I have officiated funerals. I have eulogized funerals where the family was in struggles like that, and it had to be on hold at some times because they were trying to figure out how to cover the costs. And it stressed the family even more. It's a sad thing to see and have to experience that. Even being at the funeral, and then the pastor, whoever else is up there, now trying to take up an offering at the funeral to cover the expenses of these things, because the individual was not insured to make sure the family was valued to cover all this. This is serious. And this is something that we definitely need to get a handle on, and try to make sure that you insure yourself for the value of your children, your grandchildren, your husband, your wife, whoever that you value, so that they can make sure that you are covered in that aspect, because you have insurance, or you have a pre-need in place for those of you that need a pre-need. And that's where you already have everything in place for when that time comes for your funeral. Again, you can contact me, you can DM me, or you can DM my wife, or call her, or text her at 817-791-5718, and we will assist you in this matter. God bless you, and get some rest, y'all.